Welcome everybody, my name is Sal and today I'm going to be doing another real world bash scripting, but this time it's going to be for malware analysis. This is what I do at work. I'm a forensics and malware analyst. We're going to borrow some code from the previous bash video that I made about the auto update and auto upgrade, and I'm going to try to explain as best as I can the script that we're going to write. Let me give you an example of it. So we're going to work and create this. This is a script that I had a coworker of mine create for me, and then I just kept adding stuff to it. So we're just gonna go ahead and do all this stuff at one point, and I'm gonna run it so you guys have a reference. We're gonna be using Caddy malware. It's a wiper. Caddy wiper has been out since March. Just Google for it. It's in a GitHub. I can't remember the GitHub, but if I find it, I'll put it in the descriptions below. And let me just go ahead and run you the script against it. So let's just say, yes, it's not there, but I added this. I added a TRID preview. It's going to be in the end results anyway. And you want to view the full output. Let's just say yes. And it's going to call out the visual basic for Visual Studio, and it's going to show you everything. Everything's going to be separated. TRID, EXIF tool, PE scan, all these tools are included in Remnux. So all I did is just add more tools to the script that he made, and just the tools that I wanted to use for my own purposes, for my reports. All right, so what we're gonna do, this is gonna be a long video and I might have to cut it into different parts. I haven't decided yet. If not, I'll just make it one long video. So you have to at least have some type of basic knowledge of Linux commands like touch, cat, grep, cd, remove, make directory, that sort of stuff. But for this video, we're going to start by declaring the variables, creating the main directory, creating a subdirectory, removing any already existing files, and then we're going to run it. If you saw the last video, or you already know, you can do touch, and you can do other ways to other commands to create files. I usually go directly to nano. And then we're going to do the hashtag exclamation /bin /bash. It's mandatory. Okay, so first we're going to create a comment declaring variables, I guess we can call it. And then we're going to do target, which is going to be the file itself that we're going to scan. I know we could call it file, but it's just going to get confusing if we do. That's the position of the file, whatever file you're gonna parse, scan, whatever. Main directory, it's going to be called export forensics results. We can call it that. That's our main directory. We can call it M, I guess. You can just call M there. And by the way, if you don't know what a variable is, just think about it as a box. And either it already has something in it, which is in this case it contains this data, or will have something because the user is going to enter that information. You can say MD or just dir for our main directory. And then the next one will be target. Actually, let's just so we can dir. It's easier to understand this way. And it's going to be... So the file is going to start with these 4 characters, dir underscore, and then whatever the target box contains. So in this case, the malware is called Caddy. The box is going to contain the word Caddy, and the subdirectory is going to have the name dir underscore Caddy. Hopefully I'm making sense. And then we have file, and we're going to use TRID this time. We're going to say $, squiggly line, dir, / target, dir. Did I close it? No, I didn't. / the file is going to be named TRID underscore whatever is in the target box. Oh, I forgot. My first variable, in this case for the program TRID, is going to be export forensic results / dir, whatever is in target, which is caddy, / the file TRID _ target, which is caddy. That's how you can read that. Let's just make some comments here for our own in future reference. So this will be the valid target file, I guess we can call it that. This one here, we can call it main directory to store results. Sub directory to store results. And this is the file to store TRID results. Okay, that's our variables. Now we're just gonna create the main directory if needed. This is gonna be an if command, square brackets -d. You can just separate it this way. It's easier to read that way. So the switch is for D is directory. That's what it means. And it's gonna be our directory. And then is, yeah, of course, then echo. We're gonna show this to the user. Actually, we'll just say main directory already exists, skipping. And then a new line. Else, if it's not there, we can just show the following to the user. Creating, wow, main directory. And then we can just probably show the user the directory that we're going to be using. Oh, we need a new line. And we're going to command make directory, and it'll be the target, sorry, dir. That's what I meant to say. That's the command to make the directory, and then we terminate. Okay. If the directory, which our variable has called export forensic results, is there, then it already just show this to the user. Main directory already exists, skipping that process. Otherwise, you know, else, show the user creating main directory, and then whatever the name of the main directory is, export forensic results, new line, which then the script will process the command, make the directory export forensic results. And then we stop, we terminate. And we have to do the same thing for the subdirectory. This one's gonna look a little bit more complicated, but it's basically the same thing. Basically the same things here, except this is going to be the same / target subdirectory. We close it, space here just to make it look neat. Same thing. Show the user this negative subdirectory already exists, skipping, new line. Oops, stole the double quote there by mistake. Else, if it's not there, we're gonna tell the user what we're gonna do, which is we're gonna add, we're gonna create, that's why the plus sign is there. Creating subdirectory, and then show the subdirectory, I'm sorry, which is gonna be our variable / our sub variable. The main thing that you're gonna have problems with is your quotes, single quotes, double quotes, your brackets, squarely brackets. The $sign always is outside the squarely bracket because that represents a variable that we're calling, which contains the information we need. So if you have like a long script, you don't want to name your folders here in the commands like make, and then make the directory, and then the specific export forensic. Because if you have to change this to something else, you have to change it throughout. So you just tell hey, I want you to look for this box, this variable, and whatever is in this variable is what I want you to put in here. Oh, we forgot to give it the new line, of course. And then we got to do the commands. What commands do we need? We need to call and go into the directory, export forensics results. We're going to tell it to make the subdirectory, which is target subdir, which is going to be the one with dir underscore whatever the file is they're scanning. And then we're just going to do one step back from that subdirectory to the main directory, and then we terminate that line. Okay, I think we have it right. When we execute, we'll see if part of everything is troubleshooting. So every time you make a mistake, you learn. So when you fail, you gain knowledge. Let's do the remove files. So if files already exist, I guess, delete to rerun scans, I guess we can say. I think that's why he said something similar to that. The remove of the file and the variable, which is that file. Okay, so now we're going to run trid, and we're just going to do some fancy stuff here for the, just like I show you when I executed the original one. Oops. Let's go with the plus. Darn it. Identifying the correct file format, which is what trid does. It can actually identify the file, and if you give it a switch AE, it will actually change it to that file format. Forgot to do this, and then we can do -E double quotes, never forget. Oh, you know what I forgot here? This is gotta have a new line, and we gotta push it onto a file that's going to be named full, which we didn't declare it before, but we can declare it now here. But we basically, what we're going to do here, it's have one file called full. Oh, let me just double quotes here, because we're going to have each program create its own results file, but then we need one gigantic file that has all of them. That's the one that I showed you when I ran the script, and it says, do you want to view the full report? And that's the one that's pulling the full report from. We're gonna have different files, one giant full one, and then separate for each tool that we're going to use. And I forgot to do that. We can do it real quick here. It's gonna be in the same spot, because each malware is going to have its own subfolder. This was going to be full, of course, and of course it's going to say target, because that's the file that we're going to scan. We're going to call it here file to store full results. Okay, I apologize for that. I think we have everything ready. One tool, one everything. And we're gonna have we're gonna have two files, the trid and the full. All different tools are gonna push information into the full one, but each one will have separate files, if that makes sense. All right, so we're gonna continue here. We don't need this. Where is my mouse? Okay, I'm gonna call the command to the target. Again, that's my file. Command for the program and malware, which is going to be caddy. We're also going to push this to the variable file trid, you know, because we already have the full, but we need the single trid result. You know, cat-n for numbers, so we'll have numbers next to each line. Of course, onto our file trid, and also our full file. So file full. Control S, Control X to exit. All right, so we're going to chmod plus X to make our bash script executable. Same thing as chmod 700. Each position number has a different meaning. But as you can see, it's now bold and purple, which is my color scheme, but it means that I can execute it this way. And then against caddy. Okay, let's see what happens. We didn't get any errors. LS. So there's our our folder, which is at the variable dir. Here's our sub dir, dir underscore, whatever the malware name is. And here's our trid underscore, whatever the target was, which is the malware name, and then full. And we can just cat to read the trid file, and the trid program thinks that this file is a DLL more than an exe. And what is the full report? Full report is going to have the same one because we're only using one tool. But you can see the cat number. It just numbers lines. It has the line separator. And if we do code, let's do code full, and then you hit tab and auto populates. And this is how code looks. Let's go and nano back into the script. Let's add another program. PE string, or you can use strings, but I seen that floss actually goes and can pull stack strings that are obfuscated. So we're gonna use that one. So same thing here. We're gonna do run. Let's do run floss as a comment. We're gonna follow the same format as above. This is when it starts getting, once you have it ready, this is where it starts getting easy, because all you gotta do is just copy certain things over and over again. And if you use a program like Notepad QQ, where the heck is it? There it is. It's like Notepad++. You can just copy and paste the line this way. It's easier. But I'm already here, so I'm not going to bother with that. Let's do this. And see now, Notepad plus QQ, it'll be easier to do this. Then into, pass that information to the file full, which this is what we want this whole line into full. Okay, easy enough. We said floss, and then floss, just use the malware, whatever the malware is that we push to scan through the script. See how it's all now making sense? The variables make sense once you execute it. And then after that, it's just, you already know because based on experience. This is floss. Oh, guess what? We didn't declare the floss, so we're gonna have to go back and fix that. Cat n, you work backwards sometimes. I just want to know, I want to add a new tool, but then I have to make sure everything else above that is correct. What is it? Oh, it's right there. File underscore, it's gonna be called floss. And then the full one is always gonna be called full. That's all we need here. So now we got to fix that. We got to create this file underscore full floss variable. So I'm just going to keep it in order. File floss. And then same thing as the previous one. Nothing new here. We're going to, because our boxes are still named the same, except, the new one that we just did. That's why, oops, that doesn't go there. This was going to be floss underscore, and then whatever the file is, which is the malware that we're going to scan. Here we're going to say file to store floss results. Okay, that stays the same. No changes. No changes. We're going to do a remove the file that is called in the box the variable file underscore floss. If it's there, delete it. If it's not there, don't worry about it. All right, so how about that? That was easy, right? But before we run this, let's add a hash. I want to see my hashes because I want to make sure, maybe I want to run through, maybe we want to run it through VirusTotal later. It's part of the report. I need my hashes. Let's do PE hash, right? Again, remember that's a comment. That's just for us, and we can make this program a global variable. So we're just going to do the same thing. The new line, that's a separation. You'll see in Visual Studio how that separation works. And of course, we want this in our file that the variable contains, you know. So that's an easy one. That's going to be pushed into the full results. This is PE hash command, and then target, of course, because target is our file, the name of the malware that we're going to scan. And this is going to go to the variable that we still haven't declared. It's going to be called file hash. We can say hash. Yeah. Cat number, and then to our target, I'm sorry, to the file that we haven't declared yet, it's called hash, and our full that we already have declared. Okay, everything looks the same, except we haven't declared file hash. We're gonna go and declare it. We're gonna keep the same order, one of my tools together basically. And then we're going to do, I'm sorry, I forgot to, there you go, equals. And then same stuff. If we made a mistake, the program will tell us, hey, you don't know what you're doing, fix this. This is going to be hash underscore, whatever the malware name is. File to store PE hash results. Everything stays the same here. We can even make like maybe we can make a thing here just to separate this. That way we know we don't need to touch that. Visual aid right there. Okay. Remove -F, and we already declare this. So we're good there. We're good there. We're good there. Let's Control S to save. Control X to exit. Nano. Let's go ahead and do a copy caddy to new. Let's just leave it like that. All right, so now we have two files. And so these two files will represent two different types of malware. Control L to clear, just to make it simple for us. And we are going to execute the script against caddy. Main directory already exists. Skipping, subdirectory already exists. Skipping, it's doing something. It's taking that long because floss is going through it. Floss is going to slow down your process because it's going to look for strings and hidden strings. There it is. How about if we do caddy underscore and then let's go through the same thing. Say the directory is there already, but the subdirectory caddy underscore new is not there. That's why it's creating it. Okay. All right, let's go to export. And you have caddy and caddy new. Let's go to caddy, and you can see it has full, which is our single full for our specific malware, as hash separate, as strit separate, as flood separate. Let's go to floss. Let's do cat floss, and what's in my malware? All right, so it's got net API 32, which is networking, which is internet connectivity. This one's looking for users. Find first. It's got kernel 32, which goes directly to the kernel. It looks for, I guess, a D drive, writes to file. I forgot what that means. You can Google it. Creates new file, writes kernel, I believe. I gotta look. I have a cheat sheet, but I don't have it with me. As you can see, stack strings, these were hidden. None of this information shows up if you use strings or if you use PE strings, str. It's obfuscated, but floss will find it. What's good here? There's a networking physical drive. Takes ownership privileges. So when APIs, the way that APIs are called, which are these, it creates a specific imp hash, and we can take a look at that. I think it's going to be in hash. Let's see if there's an imp hash right there. So this imp hash, as I understand it, it's in the order of these guys that they went through. You can write a YARA rule on this imp hash, And I can do that on another video using the same one. Go to virus total using these guys. We forget TRID. And of course we did TRID before, which identifies this as a DLL file. And a DLL cannot run without an executable file. This malware doesn't have an executable file, so you cannot execute it. But if you do run a DLL32 and then you type caddy and then you say install A, it will execute. We look at dir caddy new, and of course it has the same, because we use the same script as our floss. This is new malware, right? This is going to be another malware. It's got our full report just for that malware and all this junk here. So if we go to code full, you can see it's got a new, I got to fix that. I should say -E. So this command is a command and not a text. So that's an easy fix. That way this here will be separated. Got this information here, boom, 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 nice and pretty. So we can fix that real quick. Nano test, and we can just go here. I forgot to add -E. That way, that is a command and not just a simple text character. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Apologize if I was not too clear, but this is not an easy thing to talk and water down, but hopefully I helped you understand what we're doing, especially with the variables. It gets confusing. That's why you just put it nice and neat in one portion of the code. If you have any questions or you want me to clarify something, leave me a comment and I will try to get to you as best as I can. Oh, by the way, if you use Nano, Shift, Alt, and number 3. Ooh, gives me the lines. You can make it permanent. Shift, Alt, number 3. You can get the lines. Okay, so again, thank you for watching. Share, like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next continuing video.